Well, hello everyone. My name is Bob Ivory, and I'm the director of the Students of Promise Closing the Achievement Gap Initiative here in Cuyahoga County.
And I'm Jessica Vazquez, a school psychologist in the greater Cleveland area, currently serving as the Students of Promise Director of Family and Student Engagement.
Yes, and we are so excited to have you join our team, uh, going on our second year now. But now that we're evolving into this parent family engagement component, we definitely are looking forward to you leading us in that direction and just to give our parents some additional resources and tools and guidance and tips, advice, just all those things that can help our parents as we are so privileged to work with their children. So this is a very long awaited component that finally is coming to fruition.
Yes, I'm so excited to be part of this. Not only Students of Promise as a program, because in all our work together, I've really enjoyed all the aspects in which I've been able to, give training to linkage
Mm-hmm.
coordinators with my background in school psychology. I just love that opportunity that within our communities we can be addressing and talking about issues related to our adolescents. And with a program like Students of Promise,
Mm-hmm.
although a lot of the focus is what are these opportunities we're giving our students? What else do they need? How can we enrich their lives? We know that a big part of what makes our students thrive so much is that component with the parents, with the family, with their engagement in the role that they play. So, in a lot of what you and I have talked about, and a lot of plans that we have in place, the focus has really been, especially during these times, has been how can we best support our families? Um, with COVID and ever since
Right.
the closures in March 2020, everybody's world has turned upside down.
Definitely.
And Students of
Definitely.
Promise has taken that lead in how do we reach our students, support our families despite everything we're up against. And now we're really taking that to the next level because we want to make sure that regardless of what's happening, if we see each other in person, if we don't, our families need to know they have somewhere to turn to get that support, not only for the family, but for that connection that is so important between families and their scholars and, everybody being on the same page for the same goals.
Absolutely, absolutely. And up to this point, even from the inception of this model, this program model, dating back to 2007 when it was the governor's initiative under former Governor Ted Strickland and State Senator C.J. Prentice, who was the visionary for this initiative. And we're just so grateful that Cuyahoga County has taken the lead and under the leadership of county government has allowed us to roll this model out. But up until now, our linkage coordinators have really been, kind of the tie that binds this whole model together. And but to be able to kind of transform, that initial, role to include our parents more, I guess, aggressively, help to meet their needs as well. So that's why, I'm so excited to be able to, have you join us and bring some of that expertise that you have as a school psychologist, but also understanding what the dynamics are, meeting our families where they are. And what are some of those ways that you think we might be able to, accomplish that moving forward?
Well, I think we are doing this at a perfect time. So if we think about what was going on before everything started to close down in our schools and everything was going virtual, we were already in our field of education and after school programming. It's pretty well known that it can be kind of challenging to really connect with our families.
Oh yeah,
Families have a lot of responsibility. They're just happy that their kid is safe at
right,
a program,
right.
at school, but we always are trying to bring them in. So when that went away, we're not going to see you in person. I think that it actually helps us more. So
Absolutely.
I think with everything going virtual, we are at a point now where we can really reach our families wherever they're at, whatever's going on. For example, many of the sessions that we will be doing live with families over Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
a parent could be at work. A parent could be in a different household. A family member could be in a different state.
Right.
And they can all log in and be part of the activities we do, the discussions that we have,
Mm-hmm.
the resources that we provide. So I think that, in a world where we were looking at a lot of barriers and challenges
Right.
and thinking, how do we make this better when it was already hard, to figure out when our families could engage with us. I'm looking at it like we have way more opportunities and we'll be able to connect with way more families.
Indeed, indeed, and it is something else that you mentioned that comes to mind because of the busy uh, day to days that our families have, the challenges that they are faced with. They may not always have the time to, tune in when we may think it might be appropriate or convenient. But because we're going to pre-record these sessions, and they can also have them as a reference and a resource, so they can go back and they can, listen to some, different groups or discussions or dialogues that you might have, and also be able to, tap into those resources and at another time. Also having conversation with the county, and they're going to provide some resources because Cuyahoga County is very inundated in social and human services. That's one of the largest components that they provide, and that partnership and relationship is going to be very valuable as they give us also tools to share with our families, with the families and parents of students of promise, and because there's an extended role that this also generates, not just maybe that immediate family, but we know our families are blended, we know our families are extended, and for us to be able to kind of segue all that together through this platform, I think is going to be exciting.
And that's the part that I love is that we have so much flexibility. So we're able to create content that our families can reach at any point, whenever they're free, whenever they can tune in for 10, 15 minutes. And then on another level, we can be engaging live with families, so giving them that experience. So we really have a lot of different options that really accommodates all the different needs that our parents have. And the more they engage, I want them to know, the more we can fine tune our resources and how we support you to what you need. Perfect example. As a school psychologist, I'm working a lot with families that are, virtually what's going on. There's a really big challenge with them understanding all the components of what their child's going through and what they need to do. And so something that I think of is like, I wish when we went into virtual learning, our parents would have just had real simple videos that help them help their child.
Absolutely.
So even though many of our families, that may not be what they're looking for, when we look at that model of like, how do we provide something to you that's of use, but in a real simple way? Like, here's this platform, here's some different resources. You can join us live, you can come to events, or you can just do this in the comfort of your home on the weekend when you have time with your child, or if it's something that might be more directed to just our parents tuning in. It can really make all the difference in how they keep connecting with their child, connecting
Absolutely.
with how they can support their child, and just have an abundance of resource at any time. So it's okay if you missed a session. It's okay if you didn't watch this. Maybe in a month or two, that will matter.
Absolutely.